10 seconds. Listen. Tourists gasp. Insiders barely blink. Under spotlights, silhouettes move behind a veil. So why do some designers remove or minimize clothing on the runway? The short answer: to reveal line, construction, and concept, to test materials in motion, to challenge norms within a professional, consent-led setting. It's stagecraft, not shock, edited for clarity and safety. Meanings shift with context. Art statement, cultural reference, market signal. Audiences read differently: buyers, editors, students, and first-time visitors, each with their own lens. In this series, we'll decode designer intent, audience reactions, cultural and art meanings, safety and consent protocols, and where this is headed next. Stay with me. By the end, you'll spot the signal behind the spectacle. Designers often embrace nude or near-nude looks to treat the body as a canvas, using transparency to spotlight cut, construction, and silhouette rather than conceal it. Sheer layers frame the form, guiding the eye to lines, balance, and movement on the runway and in the atelier. Transparency can be a design argument, deconstruction made visible. Seams, boning, darts, and closures are intentionally revealed, turning the inside out into a statement. It can also comment on vulnerability and identity, how clothing shapes, shields, or shares the self. Tech fabrics make this feasible. Mesh, power net, and illusion tool blend strength and breathability, creating the look of bare while supporting structure. Some argue sustainability, less material, fewer layers, faster prototyping, when garments are modular or minimal by intent. Balanced well, styling and lining keep looks PG safe, while sheer layers highlight craft and motion. Read these choices by venue and purpose: runway, editorial, performance, or street, and by wearer agency. As with any visual language, context changes meaning. 10 seconds, a quick decoder. Runway is a laboratory, not a store rack. Designers show ideas at full volume, prototypes, storytelling, and scale, so editors and buyers can see the thesis before it's tailored for daily life. Editors and buyers aren't shocked. They're studying cut, fabrication, and styling. They note proportion, construction, and how pieces can be lined, layered, or simplified for production. General viewers may feel shock outside the fashion context, but impact is the point. Runway styling heightens silhouette, texture, and theme so the idea reads from 20 meters away. Then comes translation. The same concept arrives in stores as wearable pieces: lined jackets, adjusted hems, softer materials, and practical closures. Think runway thesis, retail edition. Regional differences and house codes matter. What plays in Tokyo might soften in New York. Milan leans tailoring, Paris pushes concept. Each house has signatures that guide how ideas evolve. Read shows through this lens and the noise fades, less outrage, more understanding. Notes first, photos second, context always. The runway sparks the idea, retail carries it into life. In 30 seconds, a production lens. We begin with lighting tests, warming lamps, flagging spill, and placing a color chart near skin, so pigments read true, highlights stay gentle, and cameras agree on balance before any design is applied. Skin tone shapes color perception. We meter, white balance, and test matte versus glossy binders. Clay, ash, and oils reflect differently under key, fill, and edge light. The goal: rich tone, no glare, and honest color on camera. Fit studies follow. Minimal clothing keeps the silhouette readable, shoulders, hips, and spine as sculpture, while accessories take the spotlight. Belts, beadwork, and jewelry tested in macro to see how they catch and move with breath. Then choreography visibility, Steadicam tracks a slow walk, marks for blocking set on the floor, and strokes placed where motion is clearest. We check how lines ride along muscles so camera, performer, and pattern move as one. Edge light sculpts form. Negative space reads the pose. We trace motion arcs, sometimes with temporary tape or digital outlines in tests. So strokes won't blur into shadow but will glow along the silhouette. Minimal layers aren't for shock, they're for clarity. Fabric stays neutral, paint and accessories speak. We log how earrings swing, beads lock, and belts ground the rhythm, so every accent reads clean at performance speed. Ethics guide the frame, consent, comfort, and cultural sign-off before rolling. Final checks, skin safety, lens flares, choreography marks, and captions for materials and makers. Artistry leads, the image serves the story, not spectacle. A quick timeline, from classical ideals to today's avant-garde. In museums, marble bodies set a template, form, proportion, and poise, later echoed in how artists and designers read the human figure as living surface. Early modern dance and performance art turned the body into a stage, gesture as meaning, skin as space for light and line. Galleries hosted experiments, rehearsal rooms and black box theaters bridged choreography and visual art. The 1960s broadened body freedom. Happenings, festivals, and protest art used temporary markings as ideas in motion. Paint read as presence, solidarity, and play, photographed in parks, streets, and studios with consented participation. In the 1990s, Runways streamlined the look, minimal palettes, clean stripes, and edited motifs. The language stayed, but styling turned sleek, aligning body graphics with silhouette and cut under bright catwalk lights. Now, avant-garde shows layer projections, light and fabric with curated credits. Museum floors meet catwalks, and context travels with the work. The through line remains. Ideas on skin, shared with clarity and permission. Stay with me. Media, commerce, and culture shape what we see next. Headlines chase extremes. Lived practice is steadier, contextual, and consent-led. A viral post favors shock, cropped images, stripped captions, no elders' notes, turning skin language into clickbait. Brands join the chorus, provocation to spark conversation, yet responsibility begins at consent, credit, and fair pay. Good teams hire cultural leads, cite traditions, and clear usage rights. Craft first, permission always, before the first frame. Censorship varies. What's allowed in one country or platform may blur or block in another. Community guidelines aren't the same as community ethics. Editors weigh impact against context, headlines that teach, not tease, anchoring images with who, where, when, and why. Exhibitions do the slow work, wall labels, maps, language names, maker credits, and permissions stated plainly. Curators frame works within protocol, what can be seen, what cannot, and whose voice guides the room. Commerce isn't the villain, secrecy isn't the cure. Professionalism draws the boundary, consent, context, compensation. Credits list materials, communities, artists, and approvals, so respect is visible, not assumed. Audiences learn to read placement, sequence, and color, the difference between spectacle and knowledge. When consent leads, past and present align. The work speaks from its source, not for it. Clear sourcing beats outrage. Fewer hot takes, more careful notes, fewer myths, more makers named. With transparency, viewers slow down, less scrolling, more listening, and the work keeps its dignity. In short, amplify context, budget for consent, and credit the culture bearers, ethics over spectacle. Local voices set terms. If access is limited, accept the boundary. That's part of the story. And the mindset travels. Newsrooms, studios, galleries, classrooms, context and consent as the baseline for every image. Backstage begins with consent. Models sign off, coordinators brief, and fittings use robes or modesty garments. If a sign reads "No flash, no backstage photos," respect it and wait for approved moments. Check the house codes. No photo zones, no flash, and consent rules. Follow union or agency standards, credentialed access only, clear exits, and floor tape marks you don't cross. Temperature and fabric safety matter, ventilation for sprays, patch tests for pigments, and keep paint off garments unless approved. Don't touch skin, costumes, or sets. Give artists space to work. Share only what's permitted. Credit models, artists, coordinators, and communities. Respect privacy and house rules. Support locally through approved merch or programs. Respect keeps doors open. On today's runways, nude fashion works like a design language, testing how fabric, light, and cut frame the body. It's not exposure alone, it's material honesty, sheers, meshes, and skin tone palettes exploring silhouette and movement. Designers balance freedom and care. Smart liners, bonded seams, and layered panels keep models safe while ideas stay bold. Context defines meaning. Venue, culture, consent, and styling shape how nude is read. Ask better questions. Who is centered, who sets the gaze, and how is comfort protected? Craft credit, diverse casting, and clear consent move the conversation forward. As technology, values, and art evolve, what will tomorrow's runways choose to reveal or leave to imagination?